While it looks just as warm and welcoming as Rock Galactic, Rogue Core can be surprisingly ruthless, even on the early difficulties. So before you dig in, here's what you need to know to avoid having your butt chewed off. Unlike Rock Galactic, where you can strip mine the caves until there is only dirt left, Rogue Core has a timer that is constantly ticking in the background. If it runs out, you'll be hit by progressively harder and harder waves of enemies, until eventually you get the honor of meeting the giant worms. They are completely invincible. You can only push them back for a brief moment, and you'll definitely need to do that as they can straight up abduct people and one-shot them. As such, speed and efficiency does matter. Prioritize the bio booster, workbench, and level-specific upgrades like the heavy weapons crate. Expedite, the mineral that serves as your level up juice, is a nice one to have, but if you're tight on time, don't risk your life for 1/5 of a level. It really is not worth it, and unfortunately, I know that from experience. That said, running out of time is not instant doom. You can hold off the rampaging hordes for a little while, so if there is something really critical you need to get, grab it and then run for the elevator like your beard is on fire, because it's soon going to be. Even though you have a scanner showing you the lay of the land, Rogue Core's map layouts can be so complex that you can very easily get lost anyway. The official solution to this problem is to follow the wire on the floor. The flashing lights will guide you in the direction of the elevator. Now that works, if you can actually find the wire. But I found a much better trick. Go north. Every map is oriented south to north, which means the elevator is always roughly north of your starting position. So you don't need to look for a wire or even bring up your scanner. Just walk north and you'll be golden. I know this is a very simple tip, but trust me, it is an absolute lifesaver on the more complicated maps. The best way to avoid timing out, especially in multiplayer, is to spread out. Keep relatively close to at least one person, just in case someone gets intimate with a leech, but otherwise scatter across the cavern and do your own thing. You don't need 4 people assembling a workbench, and you don't need 2 people supervising someone that's mining Expedite. It just slows down everyone. And most crucially, you do not need to level up the moment it becomes available. Just finish clearing out the area, and then when you naturally group up for an event or the elevator, that's when you should actually level up. A lot of new players aren't aware of this, however, so try to teach them before the run starts. It'll save you a ton of time and prevent you from going insane. As a counterpoint to this, whenever a fight breaks out, huddle up. It doesn't matter if it's a timed horde, an event, or the elevator. Fight with your team. A lot of perks and class abilities only benefit players within a short range. And since enemies really love chewing on people's butts, having someone watch yours will massively reduce your underwear budget. That said, group up does not mean stand on top of each other. Getting a bit too cozy with your fellow players will only cause tons of friendly fire, as it is very hard to keep track of everything during a hectic fight. So stay close, but not close enough that you can actually taste another dwarf's aroma. Ammo in Rogue Core is a precious resource, especially for rapid-fire weapons. If you're not careful, you can run dry before you're even halfway through a level, and that right there is not ideal. So what do? Well, you use your melee attacks. Both the basic strike and the power attack can crush all low-tier enemies, which also happen to be the most numerous ones. So if you ever get rushed by a couple of swarmers or 1 or 2 crawlers, just give them a love tap right to the face. And if you invest into melee through perks and upgrades, it can scale into being a genuine monster. A slicer can just rip and tear through hordes while barely taking any damage. So don't treat melee as your last resort. It deserves so much more. But it's not just melee that can save you ammo. Abilities in Rogue Core are absurdly powerful, and anything that lets you spam more of them is worth its weight in gold. So if you ever see a perk that gives you cooldown recharge, regardless of how it does it, grab that over a generic damage upgrade. Every ability you throw out is ammo saved, both for you and your team. And the same thing goes for the workbench upgrades. I know something like plus 0.5 meter range on the Slicer Slice might sound super boring compared to extra shooty bang bang, but upgrades like that can let you annihilate entire waves of enemies if you can catch them in a choke point. So lean into your abilities, all of them are amazing. All of my failed runs have been caused by the exact same problem, a lack of healing. Red sugar crystals found throughout the levels are very handy for the occasional boo-boo, but there is simply not enough of them to heal a full team after a really nasty fight. And at the final boss, you basically get no healing whatsoever. So whenever you see a perk that gives you health or creates red sugar, grab it. Every single one is top tier, 10 out of 10 must have. You can compensate for low damage by just shooting a little longer, but if you're dead, your DPS is always going to be 0. So much like real life, take care of your health and you'll never have to stop shooting interdimensional demons. When it comes to reviving people, don't be a hero. I know it sucks watching your friend roll around the floor while screaming for help, but if you rush over there, the only thing you'll achieve is add another body to the pile. I have done this more times than I am comfortable admitting, so learn from my mistakes. The correct move is to clear out all of the enemies around them and then double check to ensure there's nobody else coming. Revives take a while, and getting torn up while doing it isn't going to help anyone, because now you'll both be at death's door. So if you're getting swarmed, just forget about it. Keep yourself alive and then come back for them later. For boss fights specifically, you're better off pushing for the next phase, as that will stun the boss for a little while, instead of mounting a heroic rescue. Because if you're the last man standing, the boss isn't just gonna sit there and watch you revive someone. It's going to eat your face. So save yourself first and then save everyone else, in that order. While this will hopefully change in time, right now not all starter weapons are made equal. Some, like the charge pistol, are so insanely powerful they can basically one-shot the final boss. Others, like the wave projector gun, do so little damage they're best repurposed as a back scratcher. So if you start with a good gun, don't swap off it unless you find something truly amazing. Just keep pumping upgrades into it and it'll carry you throughout the entire run. But if you get saddled with some stinker that fires blanks, don't try to fix it through upgrades. Right now, the upgrades are kind of straightforward stat increases, so a bad weapon is not suddenly going to become amazing just because you've upgraded it. So cut your losses and swap it for something else at the first workbench. Or, and this is if you're feeling brave, when you get the heavy weapons crate as a level reward. It's a much riskier option, but getting a minigun as a primary is an absolute blast. Rogue Core's perks are currently a bit hit and miss. Some of them are highly situational. Stuff that gives you a small buff if you twirl a cat around your head during a full moon kind of situation. So here's a brief rundown of what sort of perks you should prioritize while leveling up, but in no strict order. First of all, anything that generates red sugar or heals you is a top pick. After that, look for stuff that has major synergy with your build. Electricity, melee, big damage bonuses, etc. Then go for cooldown reduction, as your abilities can carry even a very bad weapon. After that, I like taking generic damage upgrades. They're very rarely exciting, but they do add up over time. And finally, I like taking defensive options like freezing attackers or extra armor. or just a very safe and consistent pick of adding extra health and a full heal. Now, this doesn't mean that everything outside this list is useless or that you should follow it religiously. It's just that a lot of the non-epic perks are so situational that they might do literally nothing in your current run. So if you're deviating from the plan, that's fine, but make sure you've got a good reason, and not just because the icon looks shiny. And that's the lot. If you have any questions about the guide or Rogue Core in general, drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing, as that really does help me out a lot, and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Rock and Stone.